welcome. So excited to be here today. We are now getting ready for our live, and of course we want as many of you to join us on this free training that we are offering every Thursday. Absolutely a new topic about the eyelash extensions business. I hope you can join us, but if not, just know that we have this live recorded where you can also come back and rewatch later on. Well, I have something amazing for you today, which is lash mapping, everything mapping, styling, transitioning, spikes. How do you give them to your clients? What type of eyes are good for what, which is really important to know that. So we'll be talking about that. It's probably going to be a 20-30 minute live today. So I hope that you can stay with us until the end. I have an awesome announcement to make. We are gonna do a giveaway. If you stay to the end of the class, we will give you the instructions on how to do it. The giveaway is only going to be available for a short period of time, so make sure that you get it done today. So we are going to be giving away, of course, our awesome gel pads. This pocket includes 15 gel pads. They're super flexible, thin, perfect for protecting your client's skin when you are doing eyelash extensions. We are giving away this tweezer, which has the measuring tool so that you can measure your client's lashes with it when you are doing a lash, before you do a lash application, so that you know how long you should go with those lashes. This tweezer is super precise, amazing for volume or mega volume as well, so that is going to be on the giveaway. We are also giving away our awesome, super amazing advanced glue. This is a 5 ml glue. I want you to try it. It has a 4-week retention. It dries at about 2 seconds. So even if you are getting started as a lash artist, or if you're an advanced lash artist, this glue gives you the flexibility to apply those extensions or make any corrections if you need to. And then the best part, we have our luxury lashes, 0.03 for perfect mega volume. Okay, so we're giving away a mixed tray of this, so you get to try them out. Remember, 0.03 are great for those, anything over 10D, so mega volumes, and a mixed tray gives you the opportunity to try all the different lengths that we have. We're gonna package everything together and select one winner. But you must stay until the end of the video, because we are going to give you instructions on how to enter this giveaway. All right, guys, so let's get started. I hope you have some pen and paper so you can write down all the tips that I'm going to give you today. But let me get set up so that you can have a really good view of my mannequin here. And we're going to start doing the lash mapping on the mannequin so that I can explain absolutely everything you have to go through. All right? So just give me a second. So I think we were doing something like this. Oh, awesome. All right, can you guys see? Can you see well? Say yes.
We got some waves on Instagram, so we're good on Instagram.
Okay, awesome. All right, guys, also another thing, if you decide that you want to join me live and ask me any questions, feel free to do so. Put them on the chat box or just select join, and I will be more than happy to let you in. So again, today we are going to be going over how to do different types of mapping, like cat eye. We're going to be going through how to also style round eyes or a natural set. We are going to be talking about a natural sweep or kitten style. We are going to be talking about how to create a reverse cat eye, and how to spike lashes as well if you want to create any spikes for your clients. So we're going to talk everything about mapping. I am so glad that you guys are joining today. Any questions, feel free to ask. I have Nisha here supporting us during our call, but I'm going to be using our gel pads, of course, today, which we use to map out lashes. Now, when it comes to mapping lashes for your clients or after you do a consultation, I always map the style that I'm going to give my clients. I do not like to skip this step, just because it helps me with my speed. It helps me to have a more even application. It helps you know, to offer a better customer service to my clients. When I do this, I feel that, you know, I'm giving my client my full attention and just put in my best effort into this application. All right, so let's talk about the guide for a cat style. And usually this is also known as the wing style, when the lashes are longer towards the end or at the end corners of your client's eye. And you want to attract attention towards more like the outward, or make, you know, this part of the eye to be more noticeable. But you also have to be very careful. This can elongate the eyes. But if your client has droopy eyes, or their eyes are not almond shaped, then this style can also affect the way that your client's lashes are going to look, your client's eyes are going to look. It can also make them look way smaller. So this is not going to be good for droopy eyes, or small eyes. Sorry, I don't know how to spell. Small eyes. So not for droopy eyes, not for small eyes. So make sure that cat style is mostly for almond shaped eyes, great for getting attention towards the end. Also, if your clients have the eye set very separate, one eye over the other, meaning that the space between one eye and the other eye is super wide and big, then you don't want to do a cat eye. You want to stay away from that. Okay, so stay away from super wide set of eyes. But first, you want to, in order to style this type of eye, we have a map here that I created for you, and I'm gonna give you this training as well for you to download at the end of the video. But as you can see here, we want to first outline where the emphasis of your styling is gonna go. Where is the longest eyelashes you want to give your clients? And because it's a cat eye, the longest is going to be towards the end of the eye. So I would like to outline first where the emphasis is. So if the emphasis is here, and this is an E for emphasis, if the emphasis is here, then this is where I'm going to start with my size. So let's say for this client, just for the sake of styling, we're gonna do a 12 millimeters. Hope you guys can see there. Emphasis is 12 millimeters, meaning that's the longest. It's cat eye, so you see I'm going towards the outer corner of the eye. Then I know that anything from here in, it's going to be smaller than this size. Now, also super important, as you know, the outer corner lashes are super light and very delicate and weak. So any lashes over here, you might want to go down a millimeter or two. So if it's just the last few lashes here, so the last few lashes over here, so last 2 to 3 lashes, so last 2 to 3 lashes are going to be 1 millimeter smaller. So I'm gonna do 11 millimeter here. This is still a cat eye. I'm just not going to give anything heavy to my clients on the outer, on the super outer corner, like the very end of the lashes. But as you see here, the emphasis is still going to be this 12 millimeter. Now, when we start going in, because we want this to be the longest one, we just start dividing our eye in different sections. You want to give your client exactly the same distance in both eyes. Now, this is not for clients with super wide set of eyes, remember. And we're gonna start doing 11s. Then 11 will be here. Then we go into a 10. Then we go into a 10. And here you can do, I never do anything bigger than a 9 millimeter or 8 millimeter, 9 or 8 millimeter, right? 9 or 8 millimeter. Now, another thing that is super important when you're doing transitions is that you don't want to skip from like your largest number to a super small number. Don't skip more than 2 millimeters. Never skip more than 2 millimeters within your transitions. So your transitions is when you are going either shorter or longer in between the eyes, your eye divisions. So here, if we're doing a 12, you don't want to go straight into like an 8 or a 9. You want to go down to like a 10, right? Or you can do small transitions like 11, 10, 9, but never skip more than 2 millimeters, because then that's going to make your lashes not look correctly applied. So professionally, as a professional, you also have to think about those transitions, especially when you are transitioning like from a huge emphasis. Let's say you have a 15 millimeter here and you want to start going down super fast because you still have to get to a 9 here. You want to make sure that you do maybe like 15, then you can do 13, 12, you can do a 10, and then you can get to a 9. Or you can do very small transitions like 15, 14, 13 until you get to a 9 or an 8. Just know that you're going to be using more sizes here to make those transitions, which is super important, okay? So this is what we did for the cat eye, which is the emphasis towards the outer corner. Don't forget, can you see this, Nisha? Mm-hmm. Don't forget that the last few lashes, because they're so weak, you need to go down by 1 millimeter at least, and then start your transition to move into the inner corner so that you can get to an 8 or a 9 millimeter inner corner. Never give anything more than that. It does not look right. And if you're doing like an emphasis that is super high, a very long millimeter or long lash, then you want to start doing transitions super fast. All right? Okay, so now that's how we style the cat eye. So this is the cat eye. Now let's move into styling more of a round eye. So I'm going to change my gel pad, but this is the fastest way for you to outline eyelashes, the best and fastest way, instead of dividing the eye into like 4 parts or 5 parts. I know a lot of people will say, well, divide the eye in half and then start from there. I just want to know where my longest lengths are going to go, and then from there I start transitioning my sizes around what I do for the emphasis. Because if my clients want really long lashes, I mean, that's really how I'm going to plan how my transitions are gonna go. Okay, so now we're gonna do a round eye. So I'm gonna write it right here so you guys know. Round, and then round. Okay, do you guys have any questions from the cat eye previous styling we did? And again, remember that you always want to look at your client's eye. Cat eyes are great for those with almond-shaped eyes or just really nice shaped eyes, because you are going to be drawing attention outwards. Avoid anything that is small or droopy. Now let's talk about round eyes. Okay, so this is basically the open eye effect, right? And the emphasis is here in the center, because when your client opens up her eye, it's going to make her eyes appear more open. This is usually great for those clients who have small eyes or droopy eyes, so eyes that are going downward or eyes that are very small, because it's going to open it. Round eyes are great also for mature clients as well. If your clients are like over 50, this style works really well for them.
You have a question. For the cat eyes, should you always use shorter lashes at the end?
Yes. So any styling, you should always, the last few lashes should go down by 1 millimeter, because those few lashes, and I'm not saying like you have to do a huge space, but those few lashes are more delicate and fragile. So yes, always go down. Your emphasis is going to be long and look like it's the longest in the end, but your client's lashes are going to stay healthier longer if you do that. All right, so let's go back to the round eyes. So great to make it look more open. So now again, let's go to where the emphasis is, right? Instead of dividing your lashes into like multiple areas first, I know some people are like, oh, you need to divide it in half, and then from there, like, you don't need to do that. What you need to do is you create the emphasis where the longest is going to be. So I wanna say that for a round eye, this is going to be the longest. So emphasis here. Same thing here, emphasis here. Okay, that's the longest part. This is how we're gonna divide our eyes. Then from here, you should always include an extra 3 different sizes. So on any set that you do, add 3 to 4 different sizes, especially like if you have clients with longer eyes, but never use just 1 size or 2 sizes. You need like 3 to 4, all right? So now emphasis here. So let's say this client, we are giving her a 13 millimeter. I'm gonna go a little bit longer on this one so that you guys can see how I transition faster to get to the inner corners. We never skip more than 2 millimeters, you know, around where our emphasis or any length that you're giving your clients in their lash map. Then you are going to divide this in 2, and you can divide this inner corner in 3 because we have such a big number here that we want to make sure that when we're getting to this super delicate lashes in the inner corner, we can reach an 8 or a 9. All right, and then we want to do the same thing on the other eye. So now your client's eye are going to be the same. Now, I usually like to always outline and draw what I am doing because oftentimes we might forget where the longest is or where we apply the last eyelash extension. And then if we apply like in the 11 here or 12, that's going to mess up your entire set. It's also going to make you slower because you have to think about like, oh, where was the last extension I applied. So now that we have a 13 here, and we can either go into a 12, and then we can go into an 11 here. You see how emphasis is the longest, which is the middle, to open up the eye. Now over here, inner corners, I'm gonna do a jump of 2 millimeters in one of them because I need to get to an 8 here. So I can do like, here I can do a 12, but here I am going to do a 10, and then here I can do a 9 or an 8. So you see I'm jumping a couple of sizes for the inner corner so that I don't apply super long lashes here, or I don't make a super huge jump from like a 12 to a 9 and an 8. So the transitions do have to be not more than 2 millimeters, nothing less than 2 millimeters. All right, this is how you apply the best extensions. So for this one, the map also, which we are going to be giving you away, the training for this as well. The emphasis, don't forget, is going to be in the center of the eye, which is what we have over here. So center of the eye. Then you're gonna start going lower on any other section of the eye that you have around it until you get to the inner corner or outer corner. Now you can divide it in a lot of different sizes, especially if you pick like a size that is big here, like a longer length, then you want to add more transitions. Never jump big transitions, always do smaller transitions. So that's why like -1, -2 from what the emphasis is. So if this is a 13, you know, you can go 12. We decided that we were gonna do jump 2 sizes for the inner corner. So we went a 10 and then an 8. That is a perfect round eye. This is how you basically make it. Alrighty, any questions on round eyes? Remember, round eyes are great for clients with small set of eyes or droopy eye because it's going to make it open. I would avoid any clients that have round eyes or big eyes to give this style because it's gonna make their eyes way bigger. So this actually works really well for clients, you know, like me with small eyes. And it will open it up. Also think about what curl you wanna give. If it's someone you wanna really open up their eye, you wanna give something with more lift. So a curlier lash, maybe like a C or a CC, an M, an L, something like that, that will make their eyes open up and be more noticeable. All right, so now we're gonna do more of a kitten eye or a sweep eye style, which is more natural. It is really how our natural eyes actually are, or not our eyes, but our lashes grow. And this style usually is referred to as the kitten eye, which means that it's not a full cut eye, so it doesn't come all the way to the end. super big, so we are gonna have more space here. So this one is one of the most popular styles. It has the emphasis in the outer middle of the eye. So remember, we went cat eye is all the way to the end, round eye is in the middle, so this is kind of like in between both of them. And this style of lashes actually works in most people. This Kitten or natural eye, if you are having doubts on like, oh, what should my client get here, I would highly recommend that you stay within the Kitten or the sweep eye, natural sweep, because I mean, if when your client brushes her lashes, she can either make it look like it's a round eye or make it look like it's a Kitten eye. So you know, it's something that when you're not sure what your client's eye shape is, this is the way that you want to go. It works basically on anything. So as you can see here, the emphasis is in this part of the eye. It's not in the middle, and it's not all the way to the end, right? So basically we divide the eye more towards this part. So it's, you know, towards the outer middle. So if the middle is here, here is where we are creating this. Now, cat eye, I would have gone like all the way more like here, leave a couple of space for shorter lashes. But this one, I'm gonna leave 2 spaces. So emphasis still more towards the middle outer corner. And then I'm gonna go down a couple of sizes towards here, right? So let's say that we are going to do a 14, something more dramatic. This is the emphasis. So this is the longest part of our extensions we are going to give to this client. Again, emphasis, and we're gonna do a 14 millimeter. And this is the Kitten natural sweep, or a natural, this is how our natural lashes usually grow. I'm going to divide this outer corner in 2 spaces, so you can go down by 1 millimeter, 13, and then you can go here like a 12, or you can even go an 11. So again, 13 and then 11. And I jumped 2 millimeters here because I just feel like the outer corner cannot hold always 13 millimeter length lash, especially if you're doing volumes with 0.07s or 0.06. Now, again, emphasis here. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna start going down in sizes to get to the inner corner. Now, if you want the emphasis to be more noticeable, then you can also go down by a couple of sizes here. So if you have a 14 here, you can definitely go down to a 12. Now, I wouldn't jump anything more than a 12, to tell you the truth. I would definitely just do like a 12, and then on this other eye, I would do a 12 too. Make sure you're doing it very evenly on your client. Then you move into here, you can do like a 10, and then you can do a 9 here, right? And so now here's how you have it. You have a lot more transitions here, and a bigger transitions here towards the inner corner. You see I went from a 12 millimeter to a 12 to a 10, so I'm leaving 2 millimeters in between, but never skip more than that. That is how to achieve more where the emphasis is in the middle outer corner, or the Kitten eye, or natural sweep, how they call it, because it is a great style for any type of eyes. If you have clients with small eyes, or you have clients with almond shaped big round eyes, or you know, with separate like set of eyes, or you know, something that comes together, then this will work for anything. Curls with it depends on like how noticeable your client wants her lashes, and if they want them very noticeable, then you want to start doing like longer. Here is a little bit on the map how we did this. So you see the emphasis is in the middle outer, not in the middle and not all the way to the outer corner. And this is basically how we decided to do it. Emphasis here. You see we only have 2 transitions here, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 transitions towards the inner corner, meaning that you can use up to 4 sizes to get to that 8 millimeter here in the inner corner. Like you don't have to stay like this. You can also do like, you know, smaller transitions. You can divide this more even if you feel like you have to, right? So you could have gone like 13, 12, 11, 10, You can even go like a 9 and an 8. So that's a lot more transitions, smaller transitions. Then you will see that your extensions will look more even. You won't have like the bigger jumps in between those lengths of lashes. These emphases are slightly towards the outer corner, not so much as a cat eye. It's not a round eye, and it allows space on the outer corner to place smaller extensions, which is what we did here, which is safe. And most natural lashes grow in this shape. So if you look at anyone's lashes, then you're gonna see that this is basically how our lashes are growing naturally.
We have a question from Tina. Is it okay to mix curls when you're doing this?
Absolutely. You should always feel free to do anything with eyelash extensions. It is basically freestyling. Don't feel like you need to follow any patterns or stay with one curl. Like if you want a super nice and messy wispy look, then mix different curls. You can mix a C with a CC, CC with a D. I wouldn't go too much with big jumps of different curls. Like I wouldn't go with a C all the way to like a D curl, but I will do transitions very small transitions from curls, like from C to CC, or you can go from CC to a D, or CC to an L or an M. So keep the curliest with the curliest, and the straightest with not so curly lashes. All right, so that is how we do a kitten eye. Now let's talk about a reverse cat eye. Now I know this one is not very popular, a reverse cat eye. However, it is super important to know how to do it, because you might come across your client who needs this set. Now we probably did, I want to say probably 3 to 4 of these sets at our spa within a year period. And here is where I'm gonna share with you a reverse cat eye. Usually the biggest part is going to be towards the inner corner, so not the middle, so middle, inner corner. So think of a kitten eye or a sweep eye, but in this area of the inner corner. And usually we do this when our clients have a very separate set of eyes. So your client's eyes is wider here, meaning that it's probably bigger than one of her eyes. Usually they have this area flat, this nose area, this bone here flat, and this looks super wide, and you don't want to bring attention toward the outer corner, so don't apply a cat eye to this type of clients. For reverse cat eye, only white set of eyes, and this is the only time I really do a reverse cat eye, but there's gonna be times where you have these clients and you should be able to know when you give this style. So, it's super easy. Just follow the same map that I share with you. So if you do, for example, again, we want to leave space for the inner corners. You don't want to go super long with this type of style. For a reverse cat eye, I highly recommend you stay within the 11s, the 10s, the 9 millimeters, so that you don't make a huge, big deal here towards the inner corner of your client. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna divide where the emphasis is. So if this is the middle, my emphasis is going to be towards the inner corner. So I divide this, and all this space over here is gonna be my longest. Again, I'm gonna be super natural with this type of client and this set of eyes, unless my clients request something different, of course. But I wanna introduce my client, if this client has never had eyelash extensions, I wanna introduce my client slowly to what I'm giving her, and then allow her to decide what she wants to do. But if I give her something super long and dramatic, then what I'm gonna end up doing is scaring my client, and she might never come back to see me again. So the emphasis, again, this is where we start the map, the division of our map, and I'm gonna do an 11 on the longest. Emphasis is always the longest. Now with that, we know that our inner corner, we wanna get to that 9 or that 8, so you can either do the transition which is like from 11 to 10, then 9, or you can jump 2 sizes and you can do like a 10 here and then maybe an 8 here, so that we can make this transition super easy and seamless. And 9 there, that is perfect. And then I'm gonna add a few more numbers here towards the outer corner. I'm gonna go to a 10, I can go to a 9, and then the last few lashes can be an 8. So same thing on the other eye, and we're gonna do a 9, then an 8. That's how we do the emphasis for the reverse cat eye. Now this is just as important as knowing any other map. As a lash artist, you should be able to do anything to your clients. And remember, get creative. Lash artists, we have the ability to just give anything that our clients wants, and anything that we can, we become creative and we want to just kind of like experiment with our clients. Try it and see how it goes. So here is what we have. So more emphasis on the inner corner. That's what you do. Just make sure you do a faster transition towards the inner and the outer corners. So you see how we went from like multiple transitions here and then inner corners as well to get to the smaller size. Don't give anything too long in this emphasis area, because then it's going to be extremely noticeable for the inner corners. Okay, so now let's talk about creating spikes or a wispy eye, which is something that is super in right now in 2020 and 2021. As you can see, many lash artists are wanting to do the spikes and their work is amazing. So if you are in that process of like starting to get creative with your sets and want to give your clients something different, then I will recommend that you start introducing this into your sets. Now, it is super simple to do. This is the great time to introduce different curls. Now you can mix all the curls you want. You can do C, CC, CD, whatever you want to do. Now, this is great for either volume or classic eyelash extensions to give spikes, but preferably it works great if you have volume, and then you can add wispies with either volume or the specific wispy lashes, which I know that some companies are offering them as well. This is basically just like freestyling your lash application, getting creative, right? Just using longer lashes to spike your client set. So the first thing that I am going to do is you want to pick from any of the styling that we talked about. So let's say we decide to give someone either a kitten eye, a round eye, a cat eye, or whatever you want to do to your clients. Then you are going to apply that map into your client. So let's say that we are going to do a kitten eye here, just because it's super easy to do. And we're gonna start with something more natural for our base. So start with something natural. So we're gonna do some transitions here, 10, I'm gonna do a 9 and an 8. Oh, this is gonna be so beautiful when we do something like this, right? You don't wanna start with something super big, because then your spikes are gonna have to be super long, but the base is going to be more on a natural side, right? And usually they look better if they are more natural. And an 8. All right, so now that we have decided that our emphasis is here, this is a kitten eye, we now can start applying the longer extensions or the wispies that we want to do. Now, remember, you can also mix curls. Now, depending on the curls that you apply, if you have the base to be a curlier extension, so let's say you have a CC, then your spikes can be like a C, and you don't have to go as long in the length of the lashes. So your spikes, you need to outline where your spikes are going to go, so you have a good base or where to start. So let's say you want your spikes to be here on our transition. Every transition we make, or you decide to make it in the middles between your transition, it really doesn't matter. But what I want you to do is to kind of like get organized with where your spikes are going to go. Then your transition between the spikes here and here should be anywhere between 2 to 4 millimeters. Depends on how noticeable you want your spikes. The longer the spikes, the more noticeable that they're going to be. So I would go with something like maybe in the inner corners, you can go maybe like 2 millimeter longer. So if this is an 8, I will give her here like a 10 for my spike. And then here, more towards the middle of the eye, I will try to go a little bit more aggressive with my spikes. So if this is a 9 and a 10, then maybe I want to give her here like a 13 or 14, depending on how noticeable you want. So then I'll give her 13 millimeter here. So this spike is a little bit longer than if this is an 11 and you are going 3 to 4 millimeters longer, this could be like a 14 or 15, right? And then on this transition, I always go with the longer number, right? Because we don't want those spikes to get lost. So if this is a 10, again, I'm gonna do like a 14. And then here for the outer corner, I'll be a little bit more conservative and just give her like a couple of millimeters longer. So if this is a 9, I'll give her like a 10, like an 11 or a 12, right? Something that our outer corners can take. So now you have your base, then you have your spikes. And if you want to add more texture, then you can mix here different curls, like a C or a CC, like if you want a super messy set, usually that will help. Same thing, you want to transition whatever you gave here into the eye, into the other eye, so that they look even. But the curls that you want to apply, you want to either go, you know, you can just get creative. You can go long, you can go the same curl to have something more even. You can go a straighter curl, right, to get something longer, or you can go something curlier to give more of a texturized effect. By mixing this right here, you can give more texture. So C curls with CC curls or CC curls with D curls. I try to stay away from like super curly lashes unless my clients want them, but that's basically how you add spikes. You want to outline everything first, and then after you outline, you can either start applying the spikes first. You want to add maybe, you know, if you have the regular spikes, it's just maybe a couple of spikes per section. But if you are doing like volume lashes, you want to get a bigger chunk of lashes and keep them together, so that at the end they all come up together instead of leaving them all open, because it's not going to make your spikes look right. They have to be close. And you can do that by grabbing just your extensions. You can use like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7D. Use maybe 3 to 4 in that area. So maybe lash 3 natural lashes in this area with the same length of your spikes, so that is more noticeable. That's how you do your spikes. All right. All right, guys. So let me. We are done with everything we talked about. Our natural, our mapping and styling and spikes and all of that, and transitions, which you guys know what is really important. I think we want to keep them long. Okay, keep this one long, so that you guys know the transitions. Remember, you can always ask me questions, leave comments at the bottom. We're always checking out what's going on with the comments and the videos. But also, we are going to link the giveaway here, so make sure that you sign up to that giveaway. We will be announcing our winner tomorrow at 10 a.m. So today is July 1st, so it's gonna be July 2nd at 10 a.m. So make sure that you stick to the link that we are going to be posting right now. Enter, and we'll be announcing the winner on our Instagram page, which is at _BLVD Boulevard, BLVD. _BLVD to announce our winner. And yeah, I hope this was helpful, guys. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to reach out. Every Thursday we're going to be doing our lives, and don't forget, I have all of this trainings in my training program, Lash Like a Pro. So you can also find that out at lashboulevard.com, where I explain more in depth and with real with real models how to do anything lash application, from classic to volume to Russian volume to brow extensions. And you can get this training absolutely for free when you buy the large kit. We just want all of our lash artists to be certified and learn how to use the products and do the best service that they can to their clients. So I encourage you to be the best lash artist you can be, and I'll see you next Thursday. Watch out for that link. We're gonna be posting it right now, girls. Okay, and if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I'm gonna hold the phone here for a second while she posts, she gets the link here at the bottom. Because the giveaway is super awesome. So we're going to be giving you, whoever the winner is, when you enter the giveaway, a whole box of lint-free gel pads, which is good for 15 applications. We're giving you our mega volume tweezers, which are awesome for all of our mega volume lash artists who would love to do this mega volume. This also has the measuring tool, so you can enter to win this. And we have our advanced hold. So for those of you on Instagram, just head out to our Facebook page and go and enter the giveaway if you want to enter to win this. We're also giving away the advanced hold and our lashes. So enter so that you can get your giveaway next Thursday. We have an awesome class as well, so we will be making that announcement soon. Girls, mwah, what a pleasure to have you all here. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.